Abusuya yamama kwa abasonko so eba POG Media so meso safe no abaso a obe like no subscribe na afi so atima share dwumadie no ama afoforo so ensa atumi aka ensam ekoso o maga na mu a yenso ya jepini ese brand no yebem ya bedwafo ahunu de eko ene de eba na de ensam ene ekoso o highway ni so K.Taylor ena aba ba έξporszásě Mensah Otabil big time achese enye asimkuma na K.Taylor chima Mensah Otabil onye nyame nipa na emum oye criminal businessman achese krono a papa na ebon enye krono ketwa na ochima Mensah Otabil afa capital bank achese egune ho awia Ghana sika senka Ghana serious country bia enko se da papa yi oroti in jail chese ye jano emanene nam ho a ototo ayampia na K.Taylor chima Akyem Mafia se ne pa o boy no Mensah Otabil ne nsasha ase a onim eponi hu bi pa odimu tintiriman na chese esan se oye sofo ne tina omu ayi na sinchen na even okan Agyapade book ne kura Mensah Otabil ne din wo ma chese pa o boy na chese ne nsasha ase ono so eka na abusuya odinsem ne bebre atudwa mepese abusuya fo ba mi akone akwakotie ensem a K.Taylor editudwa na nansa na ebe kon message so wonsem kai bia ode be share comment section wo be like no subscribe na Facebook watimi a share dwumadi no ama afoforo so ensa atumi aka medamase
now tia because majority of you Ghanaians ayana nyoma bi wa too complicated ma mumu dodo no titru MPP for omumu dodo ne jimi enti asem bi simple no mo tia se enutina the MPP as a political party, no, it is only slogans that they understand. Almost the party was built out of lies and slogans. It is a steady MPP power. It's not a party. I didn't was say simple, no, because I didn't. Now, it is not only MPP for majority of Ghanaians, no, or some yes, say. Eba eye nyansakasa so obi bu be so obi ka kire wo sesebio de wo yere nya enye se ye bie skies mu anase ye bie book mu ka kire mu e ka kire ma wote ase. Now Mensah Otabil or ye businessman, I have always said businessman Mensah Otabil has never been a pastor to me. Mensah Otabil has always taken advantage of the so-called intellectuals or literate or middle class who want to belong. See, Mensah Otabil, he has always taken advantage of Ghana for Akroma school. They want to be recognized and belong. They have this idea, say, when I go to a church, I can brofu, sofu curtains, Nigerian curtains, ekuta tablet, it makes me or takes me closer to God. That is where Mensah Otabil, he tapped into that small section. Into West Stadia, Uboha or Mensah Otabil, sorry, the man, Nigerian say, because ye ka brofo, because Mensah Otabil kanyo mebi o brofo ninti, he is better than obi ebi okwa Anglican, obi okwa Methodist, obi okwa Assemblies of God, obi okwa Roman. Na adwini mu no, because Mensah Otabil no, they have sat down to analyze the thinking level of the so-called middle class into what they wanted, amaumo. And for a very long time, no, businessman Mensah Otabil, no, they have gradually inserted some kind of ideology in some people's head. There are people in Ghana. So sorry, Mensah Otabil, na adwene say because Mensah Otabil need to make brainwash you. They have been able to indoctrinate these people to think, say, because they can read a Bible in English, because they are better than Mema Ebi Okwa sorry or Pentecost, Okwa sorry Ebia or Methodist, and as Anglican. Now, Mensah Otabil, I can't say me. Mensah Otabil, as I've been saying, he's a businessman and a motivational speaker. Mensah Otabil, on to me sound one yare. Mensah Otabil, Empire Obo is in it there. Mensah Otabil is not different from Lutrot, the friend saying, Councillor Lutrot. There's no difference. See me. Pastor Mensah Otabil, only Councillor Lutrot, difference in him. They say the same thing. They use words they have learned to motivate people. There's nothing exceptional about Mensah Otabil. So all his teachings has been in the future, because he knows right now he cannot basically perform any deliverance from God. So he's always positioning your mind to say, the future belongs to you. It is so their preaching has always been the future tenses. Because they always make you feel, say, you belong into the future. It is a 20 years thinking the future that belongs to you, you have not reached there. It is psychological. They work on the brains of the people. They make them feel, say, they belong, and that is how they have made their monies. Mensah Otabil is a motivational speaker. Straightforward. A first-class fancy motivational speaker. Oh Lord, there's nothing unique about him. With all due respect, I respect him as a father. I respect him as a good businessman. I respect him as a man who has been able to capitalize on the intelligence of Nipaki and then a lot of them who are foolish, to make money. I respect that he's a good entrepreneur. And these are the kind of people we need to be part of Ghana, SMEs, small and medium enterprises, for them to, because they know how to make the people think, say, things will be right. Now, Mensah Otabil said Christianity does not equate timidity. Ebi o kind of brofo into tiwa. Why you be say asama Mensah Otabil kan wakane brofo nti or say asama Mensah Otabil kan no or say Christianity onyamesom, it does not equate timidity. It is say asedun ketiaka say Dien, a school and Papa Jimmy. Tie. Mensah Otabil so bet my Christoni. We Jimmy. Osu bet my Christoni. We Jimmy. U Christo sumna wo sumno. En chresa we Jimmy ye. O peso ka bibi chiro. Upon the Christianity ni nyina ne de wosuasua se Bible ne ade ni nyina. Opeso tell say you need to apply wadwene. Enye saa wo Christianity na wo mu no. Ye Christian adwene, ye Christo sum adwene. Ene ye wo adwene ye de nam. Enti opeso tell say wagimi enye Christo sum ene be kire say wunjimi ye. Enti o ka tell say obi ye Christo ni a sebio enkyere se sebio oyagimi ana say onim nyansa ni Christo sum no ebema saa jimi na akọ. Or say Christianity does not equate to the timidity. Oh, you're timid and we are timid. We are Christoni. Inti or mawati asye. Or mwati asye. Say u Christo sumono. And sisa ujimi. So we are tiboa. And yet u collection out to sorry them. And the best is what tibo no. The two, at the end of the day, they don't go together. You being a Christian will not make you a smart person. Into our catch them where Christopher and with Jimino. Say they be also Sunday, but Thomas come and manage to share the ma. U Christo sumna uojidio one, but with Jimino and society. And it's not say don't get your kind of tree. Actually, say school way and Papa Jimmy and then a Mensah Otabil I cannot biblical form actually no. Or say school we and Papa Jimmy, that means say it does not mean how spiritually inclined you are. That one day you can take it. But we are Jimmy. And these people, every day they stand before you. Somebody say, Kevin, you need to watch the full sermon to understand what he said. I don't need to watch Mensah Otabil's full sermon. Only share full sermon, Mensah Otabil full sermon in Chen Yene. Mensah Otabil started king now uni JSS. Yene started share Mensah Otabil TV3. And sana yene ne share Mensah Otabil Saturday evening 6:30, Sunday evening 6:30, and sana sofu nyina eba radio TV. So we know how Mensah Otabil does his things. Mensah Otabil is a hypocrite. Mensah Otabil is taking advantage of the foolish Christian, some foolish Christians in Ghana. Mensah Otabil is a politician. Mensah Otabil in any serious country should be rotting in jail, and I'm not scared to say it. Mensah Otabil is a con man who always hides behind Nigerian curtains to feel his special, use some borrowed accent to lie to you people. Mensah Otabil, I don't care. You see, you people need to get to that point. Say, Asofoni Bieni Kanokre. This man was standing in church 2014, 15, 16. Every Sunday converted his pulpit into a political platform. Didn't we hear his sermons? That time, were you people waiting for the full sermon to understand what Mensah Otabil was saying? That time, were we waiting for people to use dictionary to explain to us the import of what Mensah Otabil was saying, or where he was driving, or where his message was going? Mensah Otabil dedicated his pulpit to support NPP's message. Mensah Otabil was the second arm of NPP communication wing. So today, upon the end, why is Mensah Otabil not taking the same time to, at the end of the day, use what is happening, practical issues happening as their examples in his church? He can't do it because he is part of this government through our banks. In any serious country, also Mensah Otabil being part of a bank that stole from Ghanaians, or Mensah Otabil that jail is a fact. Mensah Otabil was supposed to be found guilty. And it's not personal. It is something that you need to understand. Mensah Otabil Capital Bank and not so. They had meetings in Mensah Otabil's mansion. Has he come to deny it? No. So every single thing that happened, majority of the meetings they had at Emma Capital Bank Guyano, Mensah Otabil, it was held in his mansion.
Abusuya intin sem no mu bi ene ekokotie no na K.Taylor de to aso ka se eye Mensah Otabil hypocrisy ene eku papa no isan se eye 2016 na papa yi etimi gina na asori dem ebo Mahama echi na mabuo ne nye na se chese o ݰpḵsị Mahama o kama ama nsem bone nko a na adentina this year de untimi mbona na Addo danko echi na chese unya kwa wia o man ni sikalai obokro no udi ukum nipa eye nipa bonesem a ye nka wo hwe ni ntina untimi mbona na Addo danko Akuffo Addo echi na oto aso ka se eye Samuel atoa chese Capital Bank CEO a ye jeli no na ankense se ye den ye jeli no na emum na wo se Mensah Otabil na ye den ye jeli no be san se one Akyem Mafia se no omo ne rule Ghana ni ntino na ye ma papa no ne ho son artist ye ntimi an jeli no na ebi no kọ na asori da mu mpa eye king oforiata na te na asori dan first seat on na te wa jese oje ncheche na jese otimi se Mensah Otabil asori na de eye criminals nko a jese akromfo fa gu asori da mu na Mensah Otabil na aba abonte be ka se Christianity no na mesom no empepa jimi wajimi a wajimi na chese ensema papa no kan na die na anu edene intime nsem na mepese abedwafo mba me yakone yasa kotie ensema eye K.Taylor edeto aso.
So why do you want to tell me say Mensah Otabil is not part? Mensah Otabil cannot be trusted. Today, he tells us to say he would rather watch animals on TV than to speak on politics. By 14, 15, 16, he dedicated most of his time to speak on politics than to do what? Speak about the work of God. He basically intertwined Nyamesem and the politics to deceive, because na Ofuriata Kromfo and he was sitting in front of his church. Because majority of the people in government today who were on the sidelines waiting to steal from us, they were all sitting in his church and they had front rows. And till date, they all still have front rows. He's not able to look in their eyes to say they are criminals. Mensah Otabil is the biggest hypocrite in Ghana. Ešrėt, you don't understand asori na udi enimu no. Asori na okodo, osom na osom no, and now beji Mensah Otabil edi. Mensah Otabil has a mansion in Virginia. Mumusane say, I don't want to Mensah Otabil has been doing business with you people. And don't make it look like say at my time Mensah Otabil. I don't hate him. I am stating the facts. Mensah Otabil is in a Agyapade3 book. He's part of this clique. He speaks to them behind the scenes. They discuss things with him. He is not able to speak on their ills, their criminality, because he was the person who was part of their communication to bring this dirty government to power. Let us face the fact and speak the truth. Yatna kase asofwa omunyina join the National Cathedral a board who say committee no, they are all criminals. We have said it. Some of them have left, some of them came out to speak the truth. Mensah Otabil, we should speak truth to him. Bible nekuta Mensah Otabil no, or is selective about what is in the Bible. He only preaches things that will favor him. and his cronies. Mensah Otabil does not preach the word of God, because the word of God is like a double-edged sword. It cuts no matter what comes before it or after it. But Mensah Otabil, suddenly, half of his sword is blunt. It does not cut. It only cuts to a certain point. That is what we call hypocrisy in religion. So don't say, me time was suffer. Don't say, I hate your pastor. I don't hate him. Why should I hate him? I am letting you know, say, your pastor is misleading you. The same way Reverend Mate and some men of God misled majority of you Ghanaians to vote for this criminal government that they cannot speak against. So let us not get it twisted. I am speaking against the man of God. Now, am I a man of God?
I didn't have banking training, but I'm a chairman of a bank, and I was intimidated the first time. I said, wow, what am I going to do? I'm just going to make a mess of myself. But money is so easy to understand. Just find out where it's coming from and where it's going, and that's it. That's it. Where is the money coming from and where is it going? Track it. And, I sit down there and I have all these bankers and people with all kinds of banking degrees. And I ask very simple questions. What about this? What about that? Everybody says, we haven't thought about that. It's just common sense. You look at facts, you query the facts, you demand answers from the facts, and you get the answers. It's not that hard. If I can do it. And I was horrible with mathematics. Still horrible with mathematics. But I realized really in finance, you don't need serious mathematics. It's just addition, subtraction. That's all. Income, cost, expenditure, net. And I could do addition, I could do subtraction, I could do some multiplication, some division. If it goes beyond that, I'm just blank. But I just realized all you need to do is add up the numbers, subtract, and be detailed, and be logical, and you understand it. It's not that tough, really. Many times we allow things to intimidate us. You look at a financial statement, wow, what does that mean? It doesn't mean much. It's addition and subtraction. That's all. This is what they did.
This is what they did. He was sitting on a board. Today, a young man is rotting in jail because the people who investigated the matter are his church members and they isolated Mensah Otabil. It's a fact. They know. Meetings Mensah Otabil fee. Why is this man, why is he not in jail? I don't hate him. I'm not special than Mensah Otabil, and he's not special than me. But a man of God sitting on the board of a bank. Can you imagine? What do you need on the board of a bank? You are a man of God. What do you need there? Unless you are greedy. Because you already even told us you had no knowledge about that job. So why were you there? You are a motivational speaker. You are advising young people. In the name Sefo, you had no knowledge about where you were sitting. So it means that at the end of the day, you were going to, your actions were going to cause a problem. So the fact that you knew, you did not have any knowledge about the job you have been given or the job you forced yourself to get, you are going to cause problems. And that is why somebody's son is in jail today. Let me tell you people something. Eko Esuman, and yes, I'm your friend. What's his name? I'm going to say this today. I don't know. Did they jail, Mr. Did they jail that gentleman? That Eko, what's his name? I'm going to say this today. Mr. Did they jail that guy? Capital Bank guy, no. Is he in jail now? Is that guy in jail now? I want to confirm something. I'm going to show you how Ghana, for you, the young people, you need to understand. There's common sense. Sometimes you need to fight for your life. Ato Essien, right? Ato Essien. He's in jail right now. He has been jailed. You know, when this Capital Bank issue came up, I'm going to say it today. Sometimes people don't know the conversations we have. And I'm going to say this, and I know wherever he is, whether he's watching me in jail or at home, his wife or whoever, I have to say this because I want Ghanaians to know the damage Mensah Otabil mo. And we, the young ones, Ghanaians, how religion assays some of us, our brains. We cannot, you see, we cannot separate our common sense from a religion. That is our problem. When this Capital Bank issue happened, I got a lot of information and documents. That was when they started dragging this Addo Asian guy to court back and forth. And I was monitoring it. And I felt to say, the things I know, the documents I have to find a way to at least speak on this matter. And I felt bad for the young man. So me, myself, I called Addo Asian. And I told him, your story in court, I am telling you today, if you don't take care, they will jail you. Let me see if I still have his phone number on my phone. I know what I'm talking about. Addo Asian. I have Addo Asian 1, Addo Asian 2. This is his number. I have his number 026-426-0094. What I did was I spoke to him. It's an old phone number. I don't think he uses it again. And I told him, Addo Asian, you don't know me, but this is your case in court. If you don't take care, the people now, investigating case we know, Bank of Ghana for the lady leading the bank, the investigations at the Bank of Ghana, Nikunu, Eko, sorry, or Mensah, or your junior pastor, or Mensah Otabil, sorry. If you don't take care, they will put everything on you. Their pastor, they will clean him up. Addo Asian said they are praying and that Mensah Otabil's them, they are good men. They will not do anything. I say, man, be careful. They say, Addo Asian told me, Kevin, don't do any story on my case because it is going to call more attention. I said, Addo, they will jail you. This is the conversation I had with this young man. I said, I had all the documents. I want to talk to you for you to understand that I'm going to go out there to protect you. Addo Asian say he has belief in the Lord and that he knows Mensah Otabil dems, they are people who will not throw him under the bus because they know he's a good. I say, Addo, as I speak to you, the woman who is in charge of this, Nikuri Mensah Otabil Junior's pastor, they will jail you. They are planning and clearing you, Mensah Otabil. Addo Kachem say they are doing prayers, and then God will say, Addo, we are here today. Addo Asian is in jail. Mensah Otabil is enjoying. So I had to keep my documents to myself. All the videos and facts I had to keep it. I did not release it because Addo Asian that I wanted to help, he did not even understand. I don't have a problem with you being religious. I don't have a problem with you being spiritually inclined. You follow Odonyame, I don't. But you need to apply this. The people were going to throw you under the bus. He says, fine young man. You want to talk to me, very respectful guy. But you could see, say, he still does not understand what these people are doing. They have jailed him 15 years. Mensah Otabil was working, it's still working. Majority of the meetings they had, they had the meetings in Mensah Otabil's house as a board chair. Jack. All right. And a friend of mine, Aminindi Zankumoweda, has just texted me. You are right. I told him about you. He told me the same thing about you. You are right. Yeah. A friend of mine, Aminindi Zankumoweda, make a change this year or say, oh, I took a channel. Because Addo, let me do this story for you. I have the document. It is not your document. Let me go out and expose all these people about this Capital Bank. Addo said, don't do it. Addo told me on phone. I called him twice. And the last time I spoke to him, Addo, they will jail you, your wife and your kids. They will not have a daddy at home. Addo said, I am praying. We went for all night. Mensah Otabil's them. I know they will pray. I said, Addo, they will not.
Abusia in same way and a Kelvin a K.Taylor at the Bawumia watch say, Mensah Otabil, or you true man of God, name or the Yamisem, and I sing Yamisum and I katakata, na sorry manage any and all bomb chrono, or Geo Musica say, in summer Kelvin a K.Taylor, ɛde ba bɛdom yɛ ne de abusua nsɛm no anu ɛden na ebom ɔkyerɛ sɛ nyame boa na John Dramani Mahama ɛsa aba ɛbɛtena akonya no so de a ɛyɛ da capital bank sikasɛm ɔmo bɔ Ghana kɔ no wi Ghana sika no ɔmo like ɔmo bɛkɔ da case ne back na je sɛ ɔmo etima ahwɛ kwan ɔmo bɛfa so ɔmo betima agyeli ɛyɛ Mensah Otabil bi sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ da asɔfo no kwa yɛ hye no ɛsɛ sɛ ɔtena atiasefo asase so ebi sɛ adwenbɔne korɔno nipakum ɛna ahyɛ da Mensah Otabil yi ma na esan sɛ ɔde nneɛma bi akatakata na asɔre ma ɛni ne nti ɛne sɛbi Ghanafoɔ bi a kyerɛ sɛ ɔrefer to ɔmo sɛ Ghanafoɔ bi no ɔmo nim nyansa ɛni ne nti no ɔmo ntumi nka nokora ɛnyɛ dɛ ɛnkyerɛ papa na akyerɛ sɛ abusua nsɛm a Kevin K.Taylor ɛde bɛdom yɛ no nti mɛdam ase sɛ mogye pene mi ekotie nsɛm a K.Taylor ɛde ba bɛsom yɛ no aha ɛyɛ POG Media mɛdam ase